I'm Rob. No, I haven't posted a lot on this channel or anything for years. And I tried to go and post a live video on a new channel that I wanted to form, and there were restrictions. So I wasn't allowed to do it. So I figured, okay, well, let me go on this old channel that I have that doesn't have the restrictions so that I can do this live feed. I want to I want to thank every one of you for having joined the channel in the past, many years ago. I believe I formed it probably before, God, it must have been in 2004, 2005, 2006, somewhere around there, when we were in the war with Iraq and was protesting to get us out of that war. And that really worked out interesting for all of us, didn't it? Well, today I'm talking to you for a couple of different reasons. One, I wanted to post a video so that I can get an update on my property that I'm working on. I have 6.5 acres that that I'm trying to develop for my home and for a safe haven for all my family and friends, and also then a safe haven for people that really need support and help in these trying times. Getting to know my neighbors really well. I am pretty rural, which at times it's difficult, but at times it's really, really nice. I like the peace and quiet. I only have to drive about 25 miles to get to a nice downtown city. That has everything. It fits all my needs. But just wanted to post this up and tell you that I'm going to be getting personally involved in making a difference to protect our democracy. We are, in my opinion, we are drifting back into a situation that I was really concerned about years ago, and it's ratcheting up. And I think that there's going to be more potential for violence, and we already are divided. We're already a country that's most of the population are sick. They're on medication. Mental health is not good. We're isolated. The pandemic made things even worse because a lot of people just disconnected from people, family, and friends for a period of time. I was one of them because my father was in his 90s at an assisted living facility, and I could not live with myself if I carried the virus into his facility and harmed him or harmed others in that facility. So I went and I got the vaccine. I'm not a vaccine supporter in a sense for most things. I think the immune system is a wonderful, amazing thing that can really help protect us from most things. But I did take the vaccine, and I did take the booster, and I'm not going to be taking any more boosters or vaccines. I feel like I'm pretty healthy, and I don't have a problem if I'm not feeling well to wear a mask out in public, so not to infect other people. And wherever you sit in regards to that, I don't think anybody should be forced to take a vaccine. But I don't think you should have the right to go out in public if in public spaces if there is an emergency like that you have to stay away from the public, or at least abide by the mask wearing if you're going to be in public. Now, some people won't agree with that, and that's your right. And just because I feel this way, it's just my opinion. That's about it. Well, let me show you a little bit about where I am and what's going on, and I want to just get this as a record for me to have where I'm at. The property that I'm on, I've been working on, but I didn't have the money or anything to do anything really well on it up until last year. And I'll be honest, 6.5 acres being by yourself is pretty overwhelming, especially since I don't have a building background, and I never really did anything like this before. Had my own property, raw land, untouched, was all pretty much woods. Had to become a lumberjack, had to learn about everything, but pretty much I'm setting it up on the property that I can live on here for off the grid. So let me flip this if I can. How can I do that? There we go. All right. This is a shed conversion that I bought the shed. A lot of places have these sheds for sale that you can do a rent to own. You do not want to rent it because if you can afford to pay cash for it, pay the cash because their interest rate is 50%. So you'll end up paying twice as much for the building by the time you're done renting it. But if you have no other alternative, they aren't really bad. If you need a tiny home and you don't have the money, go ahead and rent it. Pay the money because it'll be a lot less than paying rent. So I took this particular shed and I had it custom built. This was before all the prices shot through the roof with the pandemic. So I was able to get this shed here for about $7,500, and it's a 12 by 40. I had it beefed out. I wanted to build it really, really strong, so it built better than a house actually. It's a 2x6 construction. It's got beefed up floors. Everything's 16-inch on center. 2x6 roof construction as well. It's fully insulated. Even got the blown insulation on the bottom of it to close the entire thing in insulation. With the insulation on the bottom just made a world of difference in keeping it comfortable. I also have solar panels set up here. There's two different arrays here. I have one that's about 2,000 watts and another one that's produces about 16 to 1800 watts an hour when the sun's at peak, and the other one, the one's lined up against the building there, that's about 1,000 to 1,200 watts per hour on another system. I have a couple of different solar systems that I'm using. I ended up getting this shed after the fact. About a year after I got this shed for storage. I wasn't planning on purchasing it, but since the prices went up so much on the sheds, I was able to purchase it at a price that was much less expensive than what they're selling for now. So I just use that for storage. This is my drive coming in. This was all fields. This whole area is looking pretty flat. I only have a couple flat areas in the property. This area that was flat, this was all small pine trees for the most part. Had to have this all cleared out with my neighbor helping me out with some heavy equipment. Had some big pines over here. Had a really big pine that I got a video of me dropping that was pretty exciting to do. So I've got this circular driveway. As you can see, lots and lots of lumberjacking. Right now I'm in the process of grinding it up and getting rid of all this wood before everything starts growing like crazy. Sorry about that. You there still? Okay. All right, I'm back on. I don't know if this is going to reconnect, but got all this wood coming up into my road, coming into the property that I have to dispose of. I'm trying to chip it, the small stuff, salvage what I can for firewood, and utilize some of the wood for lumber or for building fencing and stuff like that. But on this backside, wherever you don't see all those woods, it was all wooded here. I've pretty much cleared a lot of the property line on the back here, but as you can tell, it's all piled up with stuff. Gonna be getting some heavy equipment in here soon to be able to take care of this stuff with the stumps and disposing of all of this in the next couple of weeks. Now, while I'm showing this video, I'm going to talk about some other stuff. Getting back to where I was talking about the condition of the country, how divided we are, how polarized the left and the right is, and the dangers of that. I think a lot of this has to do with social media. Unfortunately, it is very addictive, and a lot of people are on it way, way, way too much, in my opinion. And it gives you the feeling that it's connecting us, but the fact is it's not. It's actually making us less connected to one another and to nature. Interesting stat. Average American spends 89% of their time indoors, and about 3 to 5%, something like that, in their cars. So you add those together, and you're looking at like 93% of the time you're either in your car or you're indoors, and that is a major, major problem. Being out in nature, being out in the sun, or even the shade, just being outside, huge, huge health benefits that the average person does not know about. So that's why I'm out here, and I am. After I get my homestead set up and I get some extra buildings on here and I have my family reunion on the property, I'm also going I'm looking at opening up a wellness center and helping people. My heart goes out to all the people that are caregivers around the country. Especially, I was a caregiver for many years for my mom and dad, and unfortunately, us caregivers, if you're not careful, you end up taking such good care of the person that you're looking out for, but you don't end up taking care of yourself, and you end up getting sick. And a lot of times, the caregivers pass away before the people they're caring for, which is horrible. And just like the first responders and firemen and policemen and people that dedicate their lives to communities, local governments, social workers, the caregivers in this country, the people taking care of their loved ones and their friends and family, are at a same caliber or even higher, because they're doing it for, unlike some of the volunteer people in the community, they're doing it usually for free. And I definitely want to give back to them. I want to teach them how to live and be healthy, and how to teach the people they're taking care of to be healthy and live productive lives. And because the fact is, if you don't take care of yourself, the city water is, well, you know how these their water quality tends to be horrible too. You need to filter whatever you got because they add stuff to it. So, and I told you about the wellness center, showing you what I'm doing up on the property with building it out. I am gearing up. I'm starting and getting ready to start my first business on the property. I'm starting up an electric bike company. Now, I'm not manufacturing them, I'm just a dealer. But it's called Ultimate Life Bikes. And I'll be, hopefully in the next couple of months, I'll be up and operational. I already have bikes in stock and can sell them, but I'm just not set up to take credit cards and stuff. It's all cash only at this point. But these electric bikes, the reason I got involved with them, I think they go hand in hand with the wellness center, because a lot of people, what the benefits of being outdoors, but some people don't have the ability, the strength to really go and pedal on a bike on their own. These electric bikes are wonderful. You can get on them, you can pedal as much as you want, work as hard as you can, go as far as you want, because the ranges on them are 40, 60 miles per charge. You can get a lot more exercise than if you were on a regular bike. Most people, they get on a regular bike, they're out of shape, they pedal, they get too tired, they go and they stop doing it because it's just too exhausting. These electrics, not the case. Okay. All right, this is my road going out to the main entrance here. I had to cut all the trees down on this road. And like I had my neighbor with the heavy equipment, he came in and he dumped this surface down, which is bright out here, but my screen on my phone's not lighting up. I'll just keep it pointed the way that it is, and we'll keep going the way we're going. I was telling you about the electric bikes. So if you're in the market for an electric bike, I might be able to help you out, especially if you're in the southeast and in the near future. This is just a walking trail that goes around the property here, clearing off for different sites on it. With the wellness company, I'm going to also, I want to have a hostel on it, an off-grid hostel, travelers, solo travelers can come and stay affordably on the property, and also benefit from the classes and the wellness stuff that I'm going to be doing on the property. Also have here's one of the clearings at the front entrance to the property. That'll have a building and set up. That tree fell maybe about 6 months ago. It blew over in the wind. Got to cut that up. But so the last thing that I wanted to discuss, I live in Georgia's 14th congressional district. The current congresswoman for the 14th congressional district is Marjorie Taylor Greene. I am not a fan of Marjorie Taylor Greene, but I respect her, and she's entitled to her opinion, and that's what our country's about. Because of the situation in the country and the way things are going and the direction I see it going in, I am seriously considering running for office. I don't have any political background. I am a small business owner by trade. Only worked in the corporate world or for other people for a couple of years in my life. Actually, the first couple of years out of college, I worked in sales, and then I started my own company. And I've had 5 or 6 companies since that time. And then, like I said, I had to take care of my mom and dad as a caregiver for from like 2005 to hung it up in about 2017, 2018. And that's I've learned a lot about life and evaluating my life and stuff. Went through a divorce in 2011. Have one child, daughter, in her 20s, and she's on her own. And I think more of us need to step up and get involved in the community, our local governments, state level, and federal level. I read an article a few days ago, a poll that was done, and there was a massive drop in the number of people that want to actually volunteer and help their communities, which I was disheartened to hear. There was a couple of other things in that article, and I'm sure some of you people have read it, and it's and defeating Marjorie Taylor Greene are small, but it's not impossible. I don't believe it's impossible at all. Matter of fact, I really truly believe I can win, and I'm going to. And the reason I'm going to win is because I know that the people in District 14 in Georgia, that I have their best interest in mind. I'm not doing it for me. To be honest with you, I'd really rather not run for Congress. I'm not thrilled with the idea of dealing with the actual work in Washington. But I'll do it, and I'll love doing it, and I'll optionally. But at time in our lives, you have to come to an understanding when you need to do the right thing. And sometimes doing the right thing isn't necessarily the thing that you really want to do. And if I do, and say I don't win, anyone that I've reached in my district or outside the district that I've made their